Okay, so now that we've logged into Sage, we're going to enter a work order. In order to enter a work order, we want to go to field 11-2, Service Receivables, and then number 2, Work Orders, Invoices, or Credits. All of the dialog boxes that are labeled with blue are required, so you cannot save the work order without entering information into those fields. For this exercise, we'll say that we're going to enter a job for Southland concrete construction, and we notice that it tells us Southland, account number 1535, has an outstanding balance and a past due balance. So if we want to act on that information, we can. We'll click OK to let it know that we see it. In this case, we'll say that we're going to core drill holes for them at Stennis Space Center. So we'll put Stennis Space Center core drill holes. The job numbers we'll get into in a different tutorial, but for this example we're going to enter number 3, which is what we use for all service work in Mississippi. Service work is classified as being less than $5,000, less than 3 days worth of work, or it does not require certified payroll. The type of work that this will be, we want to select core drilling. You'll see that there's several options here, but in this case we're drilling holes, so we want Biloxi core drilling. Because we've been to Stennis Space Center before, we can see that there's already an address and contact information in there for this customer. So I'm going to double click on that item and it's going to populate the contact information in here. If we want to enter a new job, we simply click on the box next to the arrow, type number 5, and enter the information here, and it will save it with this customer. The date the invoice is entered, or the work order is entered, is populated here. The date we want the work to be performed is populated here, so it's important that this date match the date of work. So I'm going to put in 11/18, assuming we're going to do that on Friday, and I'm going to say the work needs to be done at 6 p.m. I'm going to change that to 6 a.m. At least I think I am. So start, finish, we don't populate. Estimated hours, let's say that this work is going to take 4 hours. Alright, next we'll go to PW work. This is asking if the work is prevailing wage, or is it does it require certified payrolls? So prevailing wage does require certified payroll, so if the answer to either one of those questions is yes, we put yes in this field. If the answer is no, we put no. For the salesman entered by, in this case we'll put Glenn Weber, so we'll type in WBB and it will look him up. And then let's say that Glenn Gardner is going to do the work. So we'll put Glenn Gardner in that field. The technician is not required to save the work order, but if you know in advance who you're going to send, it's fine to put it there. Next, we'll take the mouse and we'll click on the employee section, and this is where the time card entry information is actually collected. And we can also assign equipment to the job as well. But for this example, and in most cases, you'll simply enter through the priority field, which is always 3. We don't change that. And then we'll put in the scheduled start date will populate automatically. The scheduled finish date would be 10 a.m., wouldn't it? Because we're estimating 4 hours. We can put in travel time if we know it. We'll say 1.5 hours. And that's all we need to enter on this screen. So that is part 1 of entering the work order, and that takes care of the location and dispatch tab. Watch part 2 for putting the work detail on the invoice tab. Thank you.